The Conversation by Sync Skills.
Lots of business owners are scared of validating their ideas. Ideas are worthless. You know what's gold? The execution.
When you want to start a business, you're looking to solve problem. So you're sure and you're correct in your mind and with fact and evidence that your idea is really worth solving.
And the second thing that we also found, people do not know who their customers are.
There's a difference between knowing your customer and knowing your ideal customer. It's very important for you to know that your ideal customer, so you know what they are thinking, so that you can then tailor your service or your product to solve that.
Poor customer relations. If you give them a bad experience, no matter how good your product is, they're not going to come back.
You must think about your business. Like, if something is happening, what is the mitigation? What is that business continuity plan?
You stand zero chance of succeeding in any business if you continue to do these 5 things, which we're going to talk about in this video.
As two-time founders of companies here in Australia, we've learned a lot during that journey. Things you need to keep in mind to be successful, things that are difficult, and a lot of lessons that we'll be dishing out in this video.
That's right. And also in our just concluded webinar, which I would like to say thank you, for joining that webinar. It was so power-packed. If you missed out on that session, I'm going to drop the link for you so you can catch up. It was really, really eye-opening. In that session as well, we were able to validate, even revalidate some of the things that we had learned, some of the things that we have found out from a lot of, business owners new to business living here in Australia. And today, we would be sharing some of our mistakes, some of the lessons that we've learned, some of our experiences, as well as the experience of more than 30 business owners which we've spoken with in the course of trying to really understand some of the problems that immigrants specifically face in this country as a business owner.
That is correct.
That is correct. So without wasting further time, the first thing that we found out, which I can really understand where a lot of people are coming from, which comes from a place of fear, is the fact that a lot of business owners are scared, or a lot of aspiring business owners, I should say, are really scared of validating their ideas.
And like we shared, if you don't validate your idea, you've actually walked a journey that is very difficult to come back from.
Very
because
dangerous.
You're just going to go make something that nobody wants.
Absolutely.
And there are a lot of concerns about what if my ideas are stolen or somebody copies it.
Yeah.
And we said,
ideas are worthless. You know what's gold? The execution. And even in the just concluded webinar, a lot of people, co-signed and said a lot of things. Oh, what if someone steals my idea? Or Taya, what if I share my idea and they steal it? Well, let them steal it. Isn't that correct? That's what we told them. We said, let people steal it. Ideas are worthless. Execution is gold, and that's everything. And execution is very difficult.
It is. On the layer of that, when you want to start a business, you're looking to solve problem. You're looking to provide a service that hopefully is beneficial to somebody. So literally, you're trying to make a change in the world. Now, you need to know, who am I making that change for?
That's right. That's right.
And that is why it is so important that if you have that mindset that you want to solve a problem in the world, you then need to go validate that idea.
Correct.
Before you go into the full execution mode. So you're sure and you're correct in your mind and with fact and evidence that your idea is really worth solving. That is why it's very important for you to actually validate your idea. It will also save you a lot of pain.
Stress.
And in our own lives, in our own experience, we've actually gone down a rabbit hole where
we've been there.
We've gone and built product and found out that, wow, there are a lot of legal compliance stuff, right? here we talk to customer, makes sense, but again, there's competition and all those things that you need to factor that does not make it a viable business. And those things are things you will find out if you do a lot of validation, market analysis, research, competitor analysis, which is absolutely crucial.
Absolutely. Very, very crucial. And just adding on to that is really the importance of your customer first, right? We're telling you to validate this idea with the potential consumers, like people who are going to absorb the service that you want to offer.
Yeah.
Like it's a win-win at the end of the day. So please, if you're nursing the idea and you think, oh, I'm just going to keep it to myself, it's just going to die. When you validate and take that out, you can get even more understanding, you can get more nuggets, you can get to see things in a different direction or see things in a way that you weren't even, viewing it. And the second thing that we also found... Second thing that we found is people do not know who their customers are.
Yep. On top of that, we already talked about that. You want to solve a problem, go find the customer, right? People actually know maybe a faint idea of who their customer are. But there's a difference between knowing your customer and knowing your ideal customer. Because when you know your ideal customer, you can't solve... Anybody can be a potential customer.
Correct.
For your business. Like in our own business as well.
Correct.
Right.
SyncSkills as an example. You want to tell us what SyncSkills does?
So SyncSkills is an edtech company where we help passionate immigrants based here in Australia, UK, Canada, US to learn tech skills so they can go and thrive and prosper. And we've been doing that, helping people grow their career. So again, if you want more information about that, check the description below.
Yes.
So, in saying that, SyncSkills, anybody that has passion for tech may be a potential customer, right? Whether African... our program works for anybody.
Everyone, really, yes.
But our ideal customer are African immigrants that have a specific type of pain that they have, some barriers that we have devised strategies to help, resolve. So it's not the question, it can work, but that's not our focus.
Correct.
And it's very important to dial down on that customer, your ideal customer, so that you speak to them. Like you want to be in the conversations that they are having. Like what are they talking about in their clothes? Like what are they, what is the deep pain? You don't want your idea to be a vitamin.
Nah.
You take vitamin
dissolves.
You want your idea to be a painkiller.
Correct.
Like you want to, if you have pain, you want to solve it. So it's very important for you to know that your ideal customer, so you know what they are thinking, what their pain are, so that you can then tailor your service or your product to solve that.
I couldn't agree more with that, Noah, because you've got your customers, but it's saying to you, there's a difference between your customer and the ideal customer.
Correct.
You need to identify those. You need to really know who your ideal customer is. At the end of the day, you're in business to solve a problem. And you can't solve all the problems. So you need to drill down into who this service or product or whatever it is that you're offering, who is that really for? Once you do that, you can target a lot of things to them. Your marketing or your strategy would be about the things that they talk about behind closed doors, like we said. Now, number 3, the third thing that we found out, and this one's very profound. And by the way, we do have a bonus point that we're going to give you. So please stay tuned to this video. Number 3 that we found out is the wrong business structure. You may come for me, you may not, but Africans love to do things informally. Some of us like to do things informally.
Cashing on there.
Just cashing on, no business structure, no licensing, no registration,
compliance,
no tax strategy. We're not complying to the rules and regulations of the law. A lot of businesses don't have insurance. And the danger in doing that, I would tell you, when you don't have the right business structure, you are killing the business.
And limiting it.
There's literally no wiggle room for scalability in that. Your business is not registered. You're not paying tax. You don't have all of the legal backing. I see a lot of people in catering, they've got no food handling certification. They literally have got nothing. You're just one mistake away from jail.
Yeah, which is very important. Like, if you are providing a service and you've not registered that, and you think that, and a lot of people don't do that because they feel like it's very expensive to register a business or the obligation and all of that.
Yes.
What is dangerous is to do it informally and things go wrong.
And then,
And that can be severe. There can be severe implication of that, right?
Correct.
And then if you feel like, I'm doing that informally because I want to evade tax and all those things, it limits your business. You do cash in hand and all of those things. Some people that may be potential customer are put off because you can't provide them the right documentation, or they can't even pay from the comfort of their house and things like that. So you think, I am evading tax, but you're really limiting yourself. And if something goes wrong and ATO find out or regulators
Problem. And the fourth thing that we found out, and this was from the lens of the consumers, the customers, was the poor customer relations. This is not for everyone. But there are some people who, they're in business just to provide that service. They have no human skill, for lack of a better word. Like, they're just all about the service, forgetting that people buy the experience. If you give them a bad experience, no matter how good your product is, they're not going to come back.
No.
So the fifth thing that we found out there is really the poor customer relation that customers are talking about, that is ruining a lot of businesses. And they think about the quality of service, number one, the human interaction, the engagement, the stakeholder management piece, where if you're people, some Africans, like, if they're unable to provide a service, they don't even tell you until you reach out to them. And we've also been a recipient of one of these things where we wanted a service and the person wanted to substitute a WhatsApp chat for an actual invoice. And it's ridiculous.
It is. And, on the layer of what you've just said, I think I gave that example yesterday as well, like the earthquake kind of, mindset. And what I explained that to be was that, I even said, like, if an earthquake is happening, you should still be able to fulfill your service or deliver your product. Correct. That experience, you need to still find a way to deliver it to the customer, and that's hard. And I said, a customer trusts you to say, hey, I want to engage your product, I need you to, and I need it at this time. Now, you must find the best method or system or process to make sure that trust is not broken.
Correct.
It is very important.
Correct.
Like our business, 90% referral rate. That is what is sustaining business.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth. Somebody will tell you, this person, even if you're still in the journey, we realize that people who are still in the journey, they're so convinced that, wow, I've gotten so much value that I want to tell my friend that this is what I'm doing. And if you have a business that has 90% referral rate, then that is gold, and that is the biggest thing for us. We are really dialing down on that experience. Whether it's 1 a.m., 2 a.m., we're still talking to people. We know that, yes, you're not going to be able to sustain that for many, many years, right? And that's when you need to think about business continuity and speaking to small business. Correct. Again, we have different type of business. Small business, maybe it's just one person, all of those things. And maybe you're not feeling well, or your family member, or you got a bad news, and you've promised customers something. The earthquake, approach is still, you must think about your business. Like, if something is happening, what is the mitigation? What is that business continuity plan that I'm going to put there? And people forget this. Because without that, you don't have the experience fulfilled to the customer.
People forget, if you have a business that relies solely on your availability, then you are not going to be in a position to fully deliver an experience to people, except of course you can manage that communication very well. Okay, but if you're unwell, if something happens and the business solely relies on you, you send out the comms to the people, you let them know, look, this is the situation. And I know we talked about Sync Skills prior. If you're just tuning in to, this minute, Sync Skills is an edtech company here in Australia that provides, change, transformations to individuals who are keen to upskill, change their career. Perhaps, people who want to explore business analysis, no-code tech roles, Scrum Mastery, product owner. Look, we serve as the founder of this company, and I recall when I wanted to have my baby, we were still in class, contracting still in class. Of course, it was still mild contraction at that point. And even on the day that the baby was coming, I was still with my computer in the car trying to send out some comms to the student. Prior to that, we had put some plans in place because class needs to continue. The service needs to keep going. Remember, there are people at the other end of the line. Yes, they care for us, but we can't stall that process simply because we're doing a beautiful, we're bringing a baby to life. So you need to start to think about that. What is your current business structure, and what are the business continuity plan that you can put in place to ensure that that continues to run?
Vitally important because people, and it's hard to do really. It is because you're a one-man person business and then or one-woman business, and you're not really thinking about business continuity. We get it, like it's hard, like it involves sometimes money to be able to, it's just vitally important to do that.
I couldn't agree more. And the next thing that we wanted to share with you, which is the number, I believe that's number 5. Are you sure that's number 5? Which I believe number 5 is the pricing. In terms of the pricing, we found out that a lot of people haven't done enough analysis to actually charge for the value or to charge for what the price that is going to make sense for their business continuity.
It's important. Building on top of the previous point, right? Pricing is important. Like when you think about the service or the product you want to deliver, you need to know what is the cost of producing these goods.
Correct.
Fulfilling these goods. So you must build in that customer experience, fulfillment, operations, whatever goes into that to then, deliver. Then it's hard because sometimes you need to also factor competitors. What are they doing? How much are they? The other day, somebody said, well, people don't want to pay X amount for a product, African attire, when they can find it cheaper somewhere, or they can find other type of product or brand cheaper, and it's a valid thing. So that's why you need to know your customers' behavior, so you can even validate all of those things and work out what will be the right price for you. So are you going to serve like people, or are you going to sell to the rich? You need to sell to the rich.
You need to sell to the rich.
That's how you can scale. So, but then if you want to sell to the rich, you need to position that product and service there
on that level.
So it has to be like premium or whatever works for that business model. And if it's low cost, you need to. If it's selling to the you need to definitely factor in how can I, if they have other options, how am I going to be able to compete at this price? That is what we say the barrier to entry. Some people have they have monopoly over some market space. So if you're a new entrant, you want to get into that, you better have financial muscle strategy right
to push
because they can kill your business because they do mass production, it's cheaper, the economics is better. So you just need to find out how you're going to sustain that. Else you're just you're just gonna kill
joking.
Yeah.
You're joking. And two things I'm gonna add to what Noah said is really because I'm in different conversations based on the conversations that we had with a lot of business owners where people were saying, oh, but no one's going to buy this at XYZ price. No one's going to purchase this. They're just gonna go to another brand.
Yeah.
I guess the question is not about what are they going to buy it or not. The question is, do you understand their behavior?
Yes.
Do you understand what they need? And what type of service are you providing? The truth is the perception of your product or your service makes all the difference.
Yeah.
As an example, right? Perhaps you're in catering or you're selling clothing materials or you're selling things. I go to your Instagram, there's just some low quality pictures.
Yeah.
And you call it XYZ price. I'm going to scroll away because I'm not convinced based on the way that you've projected the brand.
Yeah, branding is also important.
Branding is key. I was looking at a really nice food page the other day. Shout out to Ninja Boards. I think that's the Instagram name. I was wowed and thrilled by the way she had presented a product. The pictures, the framing, you can see the intentionality.
Yeah.
To be honest, if she called it XYZ price, I'm not going to argue.
Yeah, and that's packaging. And you said, okay, this is Zobo, for example.
It looked so perfectly packaged.
And you were like, oh my God, the way it is packaged.
Yes.
If she calls it X amount,
I'm not going to argue. There's a lot of people that would not.
And that's positioning.
Correct.
So where some people will package it a bit differently and complain that, well,
they're not
who wants to buy Zobo for X amount? It's too expensive. People are not just going to buy. But you can position that Zobo in a way where you package it in a way there's brand, is quality, it's like a premium stuff. People will be curious. You give them experience, give them a taster, it is showcased. Like when you go there as well, you know that you already know that, wow, this is
premium.
Exactly. Same thing. Premium. We see it all around. Why do people spend on Gucci and all luxury?
Because it's not the bag. It's the perception of the brand that people are buying. When you see someone wear like a Gucci scarf or Gucci bag, you instantly see them as, okay, yeah, this person stays on that. So if you want to provide or if you want to get like premium cash, you have to provide premium service, and you can even like break or compartmentalize the service. There's premium, there's VIP, there's basic, there's moderate. So that way, you're catering to everyone's need. And the second thing that I wanted to talk about, which is very, very important on the layer of what Noah said previously, is for you to know the right pricing. You don't just call out a figure to make people comfortable.
Yeah.
I was speaking to one of the best air moguls that I know here in Australia, I heard by Tazana, and she was talking about, advertising and talking about the cost of the goods.
Yeah.
And factoring the time that she would use in making those to make the wigs, and just thinking about brand and marketing, the cost, and the what is she going to get, and how is that going to equate to dollar figure if she were to pay someone for like advertising, as an example of pay an influencer. And we got into that conversation, and it was so refreshing because in the direction she was thinking, she's like, okay, if I pay XYZ amount, and I think about the product and I think about the amount that I spent to bring them into Australia, I don't think it would make sense if I were to get charged this figure. And I said, look, that's brilliant analysis, because then you know the type of influencers that you're going to look out for, because it has to make sense for your business. So if you're out there and you're thinking to start a business, you can't just put a blanket statement to say, oh, no one's going to buy it because it's $10,000 or because it's $200. That's not the way to do it. Do your analysis, know thy customer, and then charge what is going to make sense for your business. For your business. Another, which is the sixth thing that we're going to talk about, and this was like very profound, is lead generation.
Yeah. Alex Amosi does this well. I mean, I recommend the book 100 Million Leads, 100 Million Offers. That book is fantastic.
The book is gold. And we can put the link here as well for you if you wanted to, just the name of the book, because it's gold. Literally.
Yeah, it is. I learned a lot, and There's a lot of practical things in the book that would really help you. So basically, there's riches in getting leads. You can get leads in all sorts of ways. Check your phone contact.
Your
we hear
emails.
people say, "Oh, where will I get my customer from?"
They're on your phone.
Start from the contact on
They're
your
on your
phone,
computer.
your social media. Design your message. Hey, guy, I'm actually starting this business where I'm, starting a restaurant. Would you like to stop over to just taste some of the cuisines and all of that?
Nice
Well,
and soft.
some will come, some would not come, but you just need a few people to come.
That's right.
And then they taste, they're happy, they start to, and you can tell them, you can bring your friends when you're coming along.
That's one more person, one more
That's how
lead.
you get at least. The more you do that, the more you get leads.
The more you do that, the more you get leads.
So there's so many things,
Yeah. Not to speak over you. And we did share how to get your first 5 leads in our just concluded webinar as well.
Yeah.
So if you just wanted to click on that video to get, more tips on how you can get your first 5 leads. But I guess in terms of lead generation, I do have something that can solve that problem. Look, I don't know if you've heard about the OlaH Hub. OlaH Hub, as I love to call it, is the beacon of hope.
Yeah.
And it's here to solve that lead generation problem.
Yep.
Look, on this platform where we're aiming to connect, services, product to the consumers, to connect business owners to their right customers, connect customers to services or product that they desire. On this platform, with the network effect that is here to create, you would be on a platform as a business owner that has more than 5,000 of your potentials that you can easily convert to customers.
Yeah, absolutely. The idea here is, we've heard that echo, getting lead is hard. If you're running a business in a country like Australia, where we have around 440,000 Africans, I think the number, according to the last census, like 2020 census, maybe there maybe 500,000 or max 1 million out of like 26 million. You better be providing a better service than all your competition to get a lot of leads. But OlaH Hub is positioning to connect businesses directly to customers. So for immigrant business, multicultural business, you have that platform. So talk to your friend, share OlaH Hub. We're also validating ideas with business owners and see what's working and what we need to improve. And again, you can comment in the comment box.
Yes.
What your thoughts are about OlaH Hub, if you've interacted with OlaH Hub before.
If you have. And if you wanted to join our wait list as well, look, there's going to be a link, in the description below. Please click on the link, join our wait list, and be the first to hear about all of our exclusive offerings. Another thing that you should not be doing is having a closed mindset. So we've heard a lot of people say, no one's going to buy my product. People don't need my product. This one and that one. It's dangerous.
It is.
And we found out that the reason why people have that closed mindset is because they lack strategy.
Yeah.
Not having a business strategy is going to drive you in a lot of ocean, and you're just going to keep swimming round around the circle.
And we say strategy because I know business plans are a bit of cliche, but they're very, very important. Like if you don't have a plan, you've planned to fail, right? So it is absolutely crucial that you have a strategy and a plan for your business. You need to plan, how am I going to generate leads or customers? How am I going to keep the cash flow running? Because you don't have cash, you're out of business very quickly. How am I going to fulfill my service or my product?
Yes.
Business continuity, customer service, finance, hiring. There's so many, marketing. How am I going to market, advertise?
Yeah.
There's so many parts of a business, that if you like, there's so many. You actually have to start a business to actually gain appreciation of, so you need a strategy on how you're going to tackle every part of running a business.
I couldn't agree more. And to our bonus point, so congratulations if you made it up to this point. This one is indeed a bonus because it's probably very obvious, but oh my goodness, I was actually shocked to find out that a lot of businesses have zero online presence.
Yeah.
My shock going through a lot of websites, some non-existent, some don't exist. Some businesses have no contact numbers on their website.
Yeah.
Some websites are not functional. People cannot search for your business online.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because I think is in our experience as well. We're still optimizing our website. We're still trying to change, provider, trying to optimize it. And I'd say in our research or our investigation
findings, yes.
Oh my goodness. There's a lot of bad websites.
There is.
Some look like Notebook.
Some look like Microsoft Word.
Oh my God. Like, it's so critical. And now, you need to be online, basically, as a serious business, really. And website is very important. That's the brand. That's the way to actually give your customer a first view about your product. I mean, like, it's the first thing a customer, Google Map, everything. Like, it should take you to your website, like your customer to your website, basically. And if you have a bad website, that is not good enough.
That's not good
enough. And a lot of business do have a bad website. No contact, outdated font, outdated design, no maintenance. We did speak to a lot of them who admittedly said, well, I've not actually, it was too technical to actually maintain the website. It was expensive. I'm not getting a lot of leads from it. So it wasn't stacking up in terms of ROI. So, and that is valid. And that's part of the problems that OlaH will be solving.
Yes.
So all you need to do is just to come up on the platform, sign up. You have your own store you can, rent that gives you that online platform. And you can showcase all your product, put in the view of the growing customer base with OlaH.
Look, not to be a devil's advocate, it would be extremely hard to succeed in business if you continue to do all of these things that we've mentioned.
Yeah.
Not having an online presence, you not having good customer, not giving your customer really great experience, not validating those ideas. These are very, very the critical things that you should take a note of. Really, really hope that you've learned a lot of things that you could improve or continue to do better if you're currently doing that from this session. If you would like to learn more about OlaH, please feel free to leave us a message in the comment section. Join our wait list as well. You can follow us on Instagram at OlaH_AU. And if you would like to chat with either myself or Noah, please leave us a message. I will definitely be willing to speak to you.
Thank you so much. Please subscribe. Share with your friends now. Please now.
Please.
Help us out now.
Help your sister and your brother.
It takes a lot to create these videos, please help. Thank you. See you on the other side. Bye.